and facing you, old buddy.
Pocahontas would have left 2 days early. You would have lost every primary.
All he knows how to
on
do
Super
is hurt.
Tuesday. You got
Look,
very lucky.
here's the deal.
Didn't you do it over the last 25 years?
Because you weren't president. Because you weren't president screwing things up.
You were a senator. And
You're
by
the
way,
worst
you were
president America has ever had.
Hey,
Come
Joe,
on.
let me just tell you, Joe, I've done more in my supporters to go into the polls and watch very carefully. Go ahead. Who would you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by. But I'll tell you what. Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left, because this is not a right-wing problem. This is a left-wing. This is a left-wing problem.
White supremacists. Antifa's an idea, not an organization.
Oh, you got it.
Not militia.
TV party tonight! TV party tonight! TV party tonight! TV party tonight!
Entire secluded camping bend to myself. There's no way I looked out this good. Welcome to Eisenhower State Park, located here on Lake Texoma and Red River Country, just outside of Denison, Texas, where this guy, 34th President Dwight Eisenhower, was born. So this is nice campsite, very, very great, secluded. I like it. The fire ring is right here, but there is also, if you go down here, a super cool little rocky area with another fire pit. And I booked this campsite specifically because the metal fire ring was on this thing in the pictures. I can prove it. So what we gonna do is we're gonna fight the system, and I'm gonna make my own fire grill. All right, yeah. Okay, my first ever camp counselor as a kid, who is still like one of the coolest people in the world, taught me how to do this as a kid, but I never actually thought I'd use it. We're gonna take a handful of sticks, like this one, long and not too thick. You soak them in water. Hello, birds. Is this normal? Should I be worried? To give the wood a bit more time to soak, I went out to get some firewood and drove across the man-made dam that built Lake Texoma. Then, once you got the fire going, you take them out. And you lay them across. For mealtime tonight, we got these, tablitas, aka Mexican short rib. I get them from this place. It's a little local meat market, but you can pretty much find them all over the place. I usually eat a half pound, which is 3 strips, or in this case, 2 really thick ones. I also, I don't usually get pre-seasoned meat when I grill, but I get pre-seasoned for these because I can vouch for these. And also, it's when you're out camping, is easier to deal with it that way. Also, co-starting Doritos, as usual, a clementine, and it's not camping unless something comes out of a can. Once you got them all laid across, just plop that sucker on there. Wait for him to sizzle. Engineering! Fun fact, there is still not a single other person in this entire secluded loop. So, I guess it's mine. I don't know. I'll take it. I planned on going for a little sunset hike to see what kind of wildlife I could find. But as it turns out, I really didn't have to go far. Remember all those vultures circling overhead earlier? Well, as the sun started to go down, I heard a whole bunch of rustling in the trees near my campsite. At first I didn't pay any attention, but it kept getting louder, so I decided to poke my head over there, and well, let's just say I've seen turkey vultures before, but I have never seen them like this. I've spent a lot of my career working with turtles, so I'm not too knowledgeable about birds, and I had no idea that turkey vultures roost together like this, but it turns out they often spend the night together in packs that can reach over 100. Turkey vultures are one of the largest members of the family of what's known as New World vultures, meaning that their range is much of North and South America, but that they evolved separately from many of the larger birds in Europe in the eastern half of the world. Their diet consists almost entirely of dead animals, which around here is mostly roadkill and things that have washed up on the shores of the lake. They have a slightly V-shaped wingspan, anywhere from 60 to 80 inches, which is about the same length as their bodies. They can weigh anywhere from 1 to 5 pounds, and their heads are bright red and very similar to a turkey's, which is actually where the name comes from. It's not from their diet, which I didn't know. Egg-laying season for turkey vultures happens in mid to late spring, and although they roost in packs, the nests are built far away from the roost, usually in caves or in a secluded cliffside. Much in the same attitude as simply waiting for its prey to die instead of actually putting any effort into killing it, turkey vultures put almost no effort into actually building a nest and often just lay their eggs on barren rock and wait for them to hatch. These buzzards are definitely one of the more intimidating rulers of the sky. I personally wouldn't want to get close enough to their talons to see what they look like, but nonetheless, I think finding a roost like this was definitely a unique experience, and I think it would be cool for anyone to find.
Good morning, dear. There's a lot of you.
I spent most of the morning and afternoon exploring the rest of the park, meaning that much of the rest of this video will be a lot of scenery shots, but I personally think it's worth sticking around, because Eisenhower State Park is one of the most beautiful places I've been to in a while.
So that down there is the swimming beach. It's open right now. That over there is some kind of hollow in the rock. So I want to head over there later today and see what I can find in there.
While stopped for lunch at one of the picnic areas, I saw this guy wandering around on the ground, poking around for food, and I actually watched him off camera try to steal a trash bag from another group of people eating lunch. Funny enough, this guy actually isn't a turkey vulture. You can tell by his head. He's a black vulture, which are also pretty common in North America and known to be friendly with turkey vultures, as they can even roost together. Unfortunately for this guy, he did not succeed in stealing anyone's lunch, and I did not feed him, but he certainly tried his hardest. Among the world of coastlines, of oceans and lakes and beaches and cliffsides, I feel like crumbly, rocky coastlines go underappreciated. So hopefully this little showcase will help display some of what they have to offer.
There are quite a few very small little spiders that call these rocky coastal areas home.
So this is Lake Texoma. Between those two landmasses over there is where the Red River flows in from the west through the lake and out by the dam over there from earlier. Over here, behind that inlet and that inlet, are where the boat docks are. And over here, behind this caved-in bank, is where I was earlier by the caving bank sign, where the swim area is. All along these rocks that have broken away from the coastline, you can see thousands and thousands of embedded old shells. So here is the swim area. That cliff is where I was looking from earlier. And that is the little cave. Whoa. Although it was small and barely tall enough for me to stand up in, the cave was cool and sandy, and I thought it was a neat way to end off the adventure. I've got some footage from Fort Richardson State Park, and I'm going to New Mexico pretty soon, so stay tuned for that, and thanks again for watching.